Hi, hello, welcome to Simbly Chumma. This is Harish here, and I've been getting a lot of mails, and they have said thank you for the analysis, and they've it has helped them to choose and select Fantasy 11 much better, and they're enjoying the game much more. Thank you so much for all those amazing replies. Thank you so much. Um, and let's get on with the 41st game of IPL. Today is a double header. We have no clue why it's not a weekend, but still, the first match is KKR with DC. We'll just take that right now. KKR DC at 3:30, and before that, we'll just have a quick look at what happened yesterday. There is the 40th match, which is SRH versus RR. RR, it was a must-win scenario. They have already, uh, if they win, I mean, most everyone is right now in the eighth victory bracket. They could have got a slight lead of 10 wins, but unfortunately, SRH made sure that they didn't get the 10 points. Now it is open to every single person. Anyone can get inside. Um, Chennai Super Kings is right now number one with DC number two, and the third is RCB with 12 points. The rest of them are all in 8 points, and at the end, SRH is at 4 points. Who is mostly they are off playoff um, of the playoff race. That is. In SRH, what they did was they rested Warner and gave the opening to Jason Roy, who made his debut and immediately showed his worth with a half century. Uh, and he won the match for his franchise. Williamson was good as well, but majorly the match was won by the bowlers of SRH, I think, because the way Samson was playing, I think they would have definitely got near 180 to 190, and it would have been really tricky for SRH to chase at that time. I mean, like when you have around 180 or 190 or near somewhere close to 200, they'll have a mental block. It might have affected SRH if it had gone that way. But the way in the death overs, the way SRH bowlers pulled the net run rate back was exceptional. So kudos to Bhuvi, Siddharth Kaul, and others. They bowled really well. So they won the match. It was a good match. Let's get on with the meme central. Uh, what is the meme saying? Jaydev Unadkat, after a long time, was back and आते ही काम शुरू कर दिए. So immediately he started leaking some runs. So that is the reference here. Uh, and जाने नहीं देंगे तुझे, जाने तुझे देंगे नहीं. Rajasthan Royals will qualify for the playoffs. Meanwhile, Sunrise Hyderabad make sure that they pulls Rajasthan Royals back down. If they had won, they would have got a major advantage of 10 wins, and uh, would have had a little closer shot at the playoffs than the others. Reason for Sunrise Hyderabad with today's win is RCB, KKR, Punjab, and Mumbai doing some black magic, it seems. This is actually quite good. And then RR is actually saying in Singham style, cheating karta hai tu. Because in against every single team, Sunrise Hyderabad didn't play at all, and all of a sudden, KKR they played really well. So even their 160 odd was not good enough. So that is the reference here. Quite funny. Memes, they make amazing memes, man. I just can't believe it. Let's talk about today's news. First team news. Big news is that Andre Russell is injured. He surely will be missing this game, if not more. Um, so we'll have to check what is a whether it is a very grave injury or something. Um, it had, we need to see it, and hopefully it is not. One or two matches, it's fine. KKR needs Andre Russell as soon as possible in their team, and so does West Indies. But still, recent form, if you see, KKR has lost one in the last match, but still they played really well. The last three matches in Dubai, they played exceptionally well, and they look like a different side altogether. They are much more aggressive than usual. Delhi Capitals played two matches in UAE till now, and they have won both, and they have been exceptionally clinical in their victories. Let's talk about head-to-head history by team. 27 matches, 14 wins for Kolkata and 12 wins for Delhi. Kolkata was having a huge lead when against Delhi, but Delhi over the years have made sure that they are bringing the lead down to just two right now, and soon I think will equalize soon enough. Where they're playing exceptional cricket in the last few years, and this actually shows. Let's talk about batting first. KKR and DC batting first, seven victories, and DC is five. And while batting second, DC has an advantage of winning eight matches to seven. So DC will be thinking of batting second in this ground. Head to head in the last 5 years, I think three victories to one, and one is a tie. I think even that was won by Delhi Capitals. So 4-1. Head-to-head history by players. Let's check that out. Check that out. Shuman Gill, the best averages actually, best average and best strike rate actually goes to Russell, but unfortunately Russell is not available. DK is good against DC, so is Rana. Um, Gill is good as well. 131 strike rate for Shuman Gill against DC. That will be something good. And I think Venkatesh Iyer will also lap up the pace. He usually uses the pace to hit the ball, and if he does, if he is able to hit the ball, it'll be most probably the KKR will be looking at a very good score, a big high score. DC, let's talk about DC batsman against KKR. The best average is of Shaw's 64.60 and strike rate of 171.81. Big lead. I think um, Shaw is definite pick for you for your team, Fantasy 11. And Dhawan has hit 29 at 29 average, but a strike rate of just 118. But this is over a a lot of years of playing. 26 matches he has played against KKR, so it's quite long. Most probably in the last few years, I think his strike rate would be a little better. Let's talk about Iyer. Iyer has good average and strike rate. Punt strike rate is good, but average is quite decent. 22.90 is not that great for punt. KKR bowlers against DC. Varun Chakravarti has taken 6 wickets in three matches, 17.17 average, which is the best, and strike rate of 8.58. Uh, 8 Dreyer 18 average and strike rate of 8.807, but is unable to, won't be available today. Average for Sunil Narayan is a bit high, but strike rate is extremely good, 6.95. DC bowlers against KKR. Rabada has taken 8 wickets in 6 matches, 27.25 average and 9.34. I think most of them have suffered. Even Ashwin, with his usual around less than seven economy rate, he is giving at eight against KKR. And Axar Patel has a big average, 35.10, even though economy is quite low at seven. Nokia last two matches that he has played has taken 5 wickets, and so he does have a better average and economy. But just two matches, you can't actually guess the matchups. Let's talk about ground info. Um, this match is going to happen in Sharjah. Batting first has average of 169. Batting first win percentage is 44.44. It does look a little towards the second batting. Seems a bit more likely to win. In the last four matches, also the team batting second have won. The Sharjah pitch has completely changed, but knowing where how much the score is will definitely make a difference. They actually have a 10 overs to 12 overs window. They have to go bang, 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 bang on those 12 overs because after that, once the ball slows down, it's very, very hard to pick. Um, it's very hard to hit as well. So I think instead of Russell, the Shakib can come and Shakib can hit the big sixes as well. So let's see. Best batsman from either sides in this ground, Prithvi Shaw has an average of 107 in this ground. 107 in this ground, as well as good amount against DC as well, against KKR as well. Shikhar Dhawan has an average of 34. Shreyas Iyer has 47.2. Again, Nokia, two matches they have played and has 5 wickets. Varun Chakravarti has 6 wickets. Outcomes of T20 matches at Sharjah, as we have already spoken about this, but this is 5 year data and a little higher, 40, a little higher than, I mean, we are talking about 44 percentage first batting victory, but here it is 33.9 in the last 5 years. So it was basically a chasing ground. Last few matches for the two teams in the ground, KKR has lost. Actually, all three matches that they have played in Sharjah last year. DC has won all the three matches that they played in Sharjah last year, beating CSK by 5 wickets, beating RR by 46 runs, and beating KKR by 18 runs. Uh, KKR have lost by 82 and 8 in a big margin, and DC with 18 runs. Let's get on with Stat Central. These all these information is very important for you to select the perfect playing 11 for your fantasy pick. Please check that out. Dhawan and Shaw put 550 runs in this IPL 2021. Dismissed dismissals 10 times, average of 55, strike rate of 149. DC have a highest opening partnership average this season. Nitish Rana against spin in the middle overs, 185, 5 wickets, 37 average and 138. Nitish Rana is excellent against spin and has a great record against spin, batting at number 5, except him to come out on top against DC spinners. Nokia in IPL 2021 innings 2 wickets 4, average is 7.50, economy is 3.75. Nokia is in red hot form in the second phase of IPL 2021. Axar Patel in the middle overs since IPL 2020 innings is 20, wickets is 10. KKR's run rate in middle overs in IPL 2020 has been 8.49, and Axar is usually gives at 6.4 in the middle overs. So Axar vs KKR in the middle overs will be a tough battle. Let's talk about the matchups. Sunil Narayan against the DC batsman. If you can see here that Punt and Dhawan have really suffered against Narayan, even though Punt has not got out. And Dhawan, 67 balls, dismissed just twice. It's not a big deal. It is almost even. It is almost a proper matchup. But check out the strike rate. They were unable to hit Sunil Narayan quite freely. So has in Punt. But Prithvi Shaw and Shreyas Iyer has been exceptional against Narayan. They've been able to hit him quite freely and never been dismissed against him. Let's talk about Russell against matchup Punt, Iyer, and Dhawan. Um, he has troubled Iyer, but the rest of the people, I mean, like Punt has hit him at 205 strike rate, and Dhawan has hit him at 160 strike rate. But Punt has been dismissed twice in just 18 balls. So that is something which they'll be thinking about. But Russell is not playing. What's the point? Ashwin against Russell. Nitish Rana has had the edge over Ashwin. If you can see, um, 29 balls, 66 runs, not even dismissed once, 227 strike rate. Morgan has also hit him quite well, 152 strike rate, 21 balls, 32 runs, dismissed just once. Rabada against DC batsman Morgan, 24 balls, 61 runs, 13 balls, 8 runs for Karthik. Karthik has suffered against him, Sunil Narayan. So Russell and Morgan have dominated Rabada, while Rabada has dominated Karthik and Narayan. Few other interesting matchups: Axar Patel versus Dinesh Karthik, 40 balls, 61 runs and twice dismissed. Axar Patel versus Russell, 27 balls, 54 runs and one time dismissed. The probable playing 11: Shubman Gill, Venkatesh Iyer, Rahul Tripathi, Owen Morgan, Nitish Rana, Shakib Al Hasan, Dinesh Karthik, Sunil Narayan, Ferguson, Varun Chakravarti, and Shivam Mavi. For DC, Prithvi Shaw, Shikhar Dhawan, Shreyas Iyer, Rishabh Pant, Lalit Yadav, Hetmeyer, Axar Patel, uh, Ravi, Ravichandran Ashwin, and then Rabada, Nokia, and Avishka. Change of plan. Let's check out change of plan for KKR. KKR looks like a formidable team, but without Dre Russ, will they be the same? That is a question. But Shakib will most probably fill his shoes, and he is a great all-rounder as well, who's in tremendous form. But we'll see whether can get on with the hitting from word go, because this will be his first match in UAE. Change of plan for DC. We have seen some spin in Sharjah, and Amit Mishra can be deadly in these conditions. Maybe try him on behalf of Ashwin. This is my change of plan. SC's Fantasy 11 prediction. We predict a victory for DC, but both the teams haven't seen this year's Sharjah pitch, and it's completely different. So I think anyone who wins the toss should bat first and try post a good total, and does and they do have an advantage. So they just have to uh, make sure that they hit as much sixes and fours in the by 10 to 12 overs, and after that they have to consolidate and get on to a good total and try to defend it. That would be their main game. So because of that, I think toss will become extremely crucial. Even though batting second can win, I think if batting first understands the ground well, they can have a big advantage. And I think KKR, if they bat first, I would go with Dinesh Karthik, Shikhar Dhawan, Shreyas Iyer, Nitish Rana, um, Shaw, Gill, Shakib, Axar, Avesh Khan, Norkia, who will be the vice captain, Varun Chakravarti will be my captain. DC batting first. It will be Pant, Morgan, Iyer, Shaw, Gill, Narayan, Patel, Yadav, Ashwin, Avesh Khan, Rabada. Uh, Axar Patel will be my vice captain, and Prithvi Shaw will be my captain. So please understand, make informed decision, and betting can be very, very addictive. Please play with caution. Thank you so much.